Capersway. It's almost been 2 months since I uploaded a video on master's content, and from this video onwards I'll be adding timestamps too, so that you can skip to the parts which are important and useful for you. Coming to the first question, what about the other university decisions? Basically I've applied to 9 universities and I've made 3 videos already on 6 university decisions, that is ASU SUNY Buffalo, Northeastern University, Virginia Tech, University of Minnesota Twin Cities, and Texas A&M. And 3 university decisions were pending, UIC, Rutgers and Purdue. But these 3 universities also I got a reject. So basically out of 9 universities which I applied, I got 2 universities, ASU and SUNY Buffalo, and all other universities rejects. It was quite shocking, but that's the truth. The second most asked question on Instagram and LinkedIn is which university did I choose between ASU and SUNY Buffalo. So I chose University at Buffalo, since it's short duration of course, that's just 1.5 years. In the I-20 it's mentioned 22 months. So that was the main, that was the first reason. And the second reason is I can choose electives which are quite unique in this universities. So yeah, basically I just looked at the electives list from ASU and SUNY Buffalo, and I found that electives from SUNY Buffalo were quite good. And there's also another option where you can complete more credits for free of cost. For example, the minimum credits which you have to take per semester is 12. But if I take 15 credits, that is 5 subjects. So basically the 3 extra credits which I'll be taking per semester will be free of cost. So it means that I have completed 15 credits per semester, but I'll be paying only for 12 credits. So that's another advantage which is quite good. Basically in the first semester I'll be taking only 4 subjects, since I have to get used to that. So I'll be taking only 4 subjects, but when it comes to second semester, maybe I'll choose 5 subjects so that I can complete 3 of my credits for free. So that will be an advantage. And the third reason is many of my friends from VIT, that's Vellore Institute of Technology, are going to that university. So friends, around 10 to 12 people whom I'm close with. So all of them, they got admitted into this SUNY Buffalo. And fourth main reason is its geographical location. It's near to Niagara Falls, Canada, and it's just a 6 to 7 hours drive to New York. So basically it's a good geographical position too. And coming to the fifth point, it's quite friendly with the budget, since it's not that costly, the tuition fees, and even the living expenses. You can get a single bedroom only for you for $300 to $400. So it's quite cheap when compared to Arizona. In Arizona, I think you have to spend at least $600 to $700 for a room. That you will be getting a shared room. So it's when compared to ASU, it's quite cheap also. So that was the fifth reason. And the final question is, did you complete your visa interview? Yes, I've completed my visa interview, and I'll be explaining my experience too. So the first question which I'll be answering is, how did my visa biometrics go? Basically my visa biometrics appointment was in Chennai on June 5th, that was Sunday. Basically on Sundays the biometrics center is open from 1 to 5, and my slot was at 2 o'clock. From my location where I'm staying in Nellore, Chennai is just 3 to 4 hours. So I started in the morning and I reached there by 10:30, and I was just sitting there. So they started sending in people from 11 o'clock itself. Basically around 11:15, 11:20 they called 2 o'clock people. I just went inside. You have to enter from back side in the Chennai Biometrics Center. There will be a small gate. You will be entering from back side, and there will be a line. So you have to just stand in that line, and from the basement you will be going to the first floor. So basically in first floor the whole biometrics process will be happening. Basically there will be 3 halts in the first floor. At the first halt they will be checking your appointment letter, DS-160 confirmation, and your passport. They will be just verifying the name, date of birth, the place where you were born, etc. At the second halt they ask your name, and they'll take your passport and paste a sticker behind the passport, which is quite important, and you have to not remove. So after these 2 halts they'll send you through a line, and on top right side there'll be a television where your counter will be displayed. So basically my counter was 34. So when my turn came, I went to that counter. So this is the third halt, and this is the final halt. So the first question which he asked is, which language are you comfortable with? I told them English. So they'll provide you an instruction sheet where you have to read those instructions, and then they'll collect the documents, DS-160 confirmation, I-20, I guess, I-20, I don't remember, but DS-160 confirmation, they'll collect that, they'll put a stamp on that, stating that your biometrics has happened on this date and time. So there'll be a small stamp with date and time mentioned of your biometrics. After that, they'll take the biometrics of all the 5 fingers, first 4 fingers of right hand, left hand and the thumbs, and after that they'll click a picture from DSLR which they'll be having inside. So basically you have to remove your mask, and this whole process you have to wear your mask, but only while clicking the picture they'll ask you to remove the mask. So you have to remove your mask, they'll click a picture, and he'll just return a passport and the stamp DS-160 confirmation, and then you can leave. So basically just this is the biometric process, and just it took 15 to 20 minutes for me. Since it was a Sunday, there were very less people, like from 12 to almost like 4 o'clock slot, only 30 to 40 people were there. So it was just, I think the whole biometrics was just completed in 1 hour. For me, it just took 15 to 20 minutes. So it was very easy. So if you get a chance, just book your biometric on Sundays. It's very easy. And many people also ask me that should I wear formals for biometrics? It's not required. I just wore normal jeans, pant, shirt and shoes. So formals are not required for biometrics. I went in around 11:20, I came by 11:40, and I reached back to Nellore by 3 o'clock. And the next question is about my visa interview experience. So basically I booked my visa slot in April. So I got in Mumbai visa interview. So I didn't even reschedule it. As soon as I booked my slot, I was waiting to reschedule it for Chennai since it's very near, but during the time the slots were open, I was actually in Shimla trip, so I didn't, there was no time to reschedule, so I just left it like that. And my visa interview was on June 14th, that is Tuesday. I booked a flight from Chennai to Mumbai on June 13th, which was a direct flight, Indigo. So the flight was at 6 p.m. on 13th. After having lunch, I started from Nellore. I went to Chennai. Then from Chennai, I took a flight, and me and my father, we went to Mumbai. We stayed there in a hotel, which was just 1.5 kilometers far from the US Consulate, Mumbai. And my appointment time was 8 o'clock in the morning, June 14th. So I reached the consulate by 7:15. There were like many people. There was huge crowd. So a guy will be calling all the slot people by their time. So first he called 7:30, and then 7:40 I guess. Then after that I didn't hear for some time, and they called 8 o'clock slot people. So we were made to stand in a line with 1 meter distance, and masks were compulsory. You have to just carry your file, no watch, no smartphone, nothing. Even if you carry, you can, there will be a security point where you can drop them. So there will be a locker where you can just give them, they'll give you a slip. Basically I didn't carry anything, I just gave it to my father. I was just carrying a file. So we were standing for around 15 to 20 minutes in that line. After that we started moving. So basically they were sending us in, at the first point they'll check the sticker which was behind your passport, which is attached behind your passport. They'll check that sticker. After that there'll be a security check where you have to place your file in the tray. And many people told it will be like an airport check, you have to remove your belt, shoes, everything, but nothing as such was happened. After the security check, there was a shed with benches under it. So we were made to sit with a 1 bench gap between 2 people. After sitting under this shed on the benches for around 5 to 10 minutes, they called us inside, which was completely air conditioned. It was very cool. So after going inside, again we were made to stand in a line. So basically, after you enter into the room, there will be some interview counters and other 2 counters where they'll check your service fee receipt, I-20 and your passport. These 3 things they'll check, and they are the Indian people. So they will be checking these 3. After this check, you have to once again stand in a line, and there will be an officer who will assign you a counter. Basically there were 4 counters open on this day, 27, 32, 33 and 35. So on counter 27 there was a bald head guy, he was an American, so he was rejecting. There were a lot of rejects from his counter. And when it comes to counter 32, there was a young guy, he was very lean, American guy, so he was accepting many people. Counter 33 was also a female officer. She was asking more questions, but she was also accepting. Counter 35, she was a female Chinese officer. So basically I got appointed to counter 35. In counter 27, one of my friend, She got accepted for Sunny Buffalo Robotics. So before her there were 3 rejects. That bald head guy, he rejected 3 people, but she got accepted. She was the Sunny Buffalo Robotics. And when it comes to my interview experience, basically I was sitting in front of counter 35. There were 2 chairs. So in front of me 2 people, they got accepted, and the next turn was mine. As soon as I went, I greeted her. So basically she just asked for my I-20 and passport, and then she asked why this university. I just explained about the famous artificial intelligence innovation lab in UB, and recently UB also got its flagship status. And this Chinese woman, she was very kind. I was a little tense, but she was very kind and polite. And I also explained her about some electives which were quite unique in Sunny Buffalo. So I explained about artificial intelligence innovation lab, the flagship status, and the electives which I will be able to choose if I go to this university. So for why this university, I gave this answer. The second question was, explain me about your background in bachelor's. So I told her that I completed my BTech undergraduate from VIT in the same major, that's computer science and engineering, with a CGPA of 8.63 out of 10. So basically this was my answer. And the next main important question was, just tell me about your sponsor. So basically I told my sponsor was my father. And for this question, you have to remember 4 points which you have to answer quite frankly and confidently. The first one is your sponsor's annual income, his savings, immovable and movable assets worth, and if you have opted for any education loan, you have to mention that amount also. These 4 things are very important. So I told my father's annual income was X amount, and his savings and immovable movable assets, and the final thing, the education loan which I have opted. So these 4 questions I have answered, and she was typing for 10 to 15 seconds. After that, she told me to place my right hand 4 fingers. She kept the passport, she gave me the slip, and she told me, congratulations, your visa is approved. She also told me that I'll be receiving my passport within 7 days, and I've already received my passport on June 17th. So my interview was on 14th, and in 3 days I received my passport. Then I came outside happily, and there was a 2-lane road between the consulate and where my father was standing. So as soon as I came outside the consulate, I showed thumbs up to my father, and he was quite happy, and there were some happy tears for just 10 to 15 seconds. So basically I was very happy after this happened, since there was many rejections going on in Mumbai. And even the previous day, the morning slot, like one of my friend told that Sunny Buffalo computer science, there were some rejects. So I was quite tensed because Mumbaiconsulate was a bit strict. But when it comes to my counter and the visa officer which I got, she was quite polite, and she just asked 3 questions. So it was not even 1-2 minutes interview. So it was quite easy. Basically luck is which matters the most, luck and your fate. So these 2 we cannot say. Even if you answer all the questions correctly, sometimes you may get a rejection. So basically it depends on the luck. I even booked a flight, and right now I'm currently looking for accommodation. If you people have any idea about accommodation, like we have 4 people in University at Buffalo, New York, Sunny Buffalo. So kindly comment below or DM me on Instagram or LinkedIn. It will be quite helpful, since we are not getting accommodation. I am searching a lot, but we have some options, but we also want to look other options which are available. So if you guys know anything about accommodation, kindly comment down below or DM me on Instagram. So my next video is which airlines did I book, and how much luggage you can carry, what is the duration of this flight. After that, my next video is how much did I spend on this whole master process, like from the application cost, visa documents cost, vaccinations, how much the whole visa, booking a slot, everything. So everything from the starting to the end, whole amount, how much did I spend. I'll be making a video about that, and I'll also be making a video on how hard it's applying to the universities, and how hard is this master's process, which I've been doing since Feb 2021. So almost 1.5 years I've been doing this. So I'll make a video on that too, like how hard it is, what you have to do, what is the timeline, everything. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Now I've reached 1.12k subscribers, and I'm quite happy. And congrats to people who have already got their visas, and all the best for the people who still have their visa interview in the future. So that's it for this video, guys. Take care. See you in the next one. Bye bye.